I have a list of things I need to do, but I am marketing myself. I am doing publishing myself. I'm doing all the things. What am I missing and how do I prioritize? So you can see this list has 15 items, new edition with a new cover and proofreading, Ingram Spark, putting that book up on Ingram Spark for distribution through Ingram, press releases, starting a newsletter, posting every day or how often and on what platforms, Facebook ads, create and post many videos and TikToks, get on podcasts, update site and graphics, audiobook, subscription book publishers, build email lists, write to friends, foreign editions, awards and prizes. Mark, I'm exhausted for you already, but the good news is that you don't have to do all of these things at once. And I love that your question was really what should go higher on the list, but I also want to talk about how to make things more efficient. So this list, whether you have all of these things on your list or only some of them on your list, chances are that this list looks familiar to many of you as things that you need to do. And so what I would say here is I would take this list and your new edition, I think, should come first. And here's the reason why is you don't want to do all of your promotion until you have your final product. You don't even upload to Ingram Spark. New edition comes first. Create the product that you are going to be promoting and marketing, because by the time you start promoting and marketing, people come to know your brand from that book cover. They come to know your brand from, what the title is or anything it is. So it's really important that we stick with our our best work, let's say. So I think new edition should be right up at the top. Now, when you do that new edition, I would indeed create your print book and upload it to both KDP and Ingram Spark. So that means that as you're doing the new edition, Ingram Spark is kind of part of publishing that new edition, which is good news because then, I mean, you kind of have new edition proofreading cover, upload to KDP and Ingram Spark. Look, I can't type, but, and then, oh, look, we're going to get rid of number 2. We don't even need it. Fantastic. All right. So after we get our new edition up, what do we do next? I personally would say that, let's see, Facebook. Such a long list. I got to look through it all over again. Let's see. I would say after that, we want to update your sites and graphics because we want to make sure that what you're presenting to people aligns and matches with what you're then marketing. So we are going to move this up. Where was that? Update sites and graphics. Because these are your marketing tools, and we want to make sure that your marketing tools are the correct tools for the job that you are going to be doing. So that would be my next one there. As far as how to start promoting your book, how to start posting and all of those things, I would recommend that you start with, and I will say that start a newsletter and build an email list are kind of the same thing. So I would say we would then start with number 3, and it would be build newsletter list and schedule emails bi-weekly or monthly. This is where I usually start for most authors. Now, you can always increase over time, but I would say when you're building your newsletter list, when you're doing all the things, you're probably kind of busy and you probably don't have too many updates because you're kind of doing the back end work. So it's okay to contact them monthly and just be in touch with them. But I would build your newsletter list and then schedule those emails. Monthly is fine. And that's kind of just all in one. So again, we are going to kind of put these things together. I don't know about you guys, but I sure love a good checklist. I am that person who like writes the checklist so I can cross it off and be like, wow, look what I did. I am that person. All right. So number 4, after that, we've got our new edition, updated site and graphics. We've got our newsletter list in the works. What comes after that? For me, I would be going towards probably your social media. Now, is this posting every day? Maybe, maybe not. So I'm going to change some of what you have for create videos and posting every day. And I'm going to change this up a little bit. And I'm going to put here, instead of all of these other things, I'm going to say social media accounts and strategy. Here's the thing. You cannot do all the things. I personally believe that you should claim your name, your branded name. Hopefully you can use the same name on all platforms. Claim it like it's, land during the gold rush. Claim your spot online. Take it on Twitter or X, whatever it is, Threads, take it on Facebook, take it on TikTok. Claim your name everywhere. That way you have options. And then what I encourage you to do is don't just start posting everywhere. Don't exhaust yourself. What you need to do is you need to really decide who your audience is and where they hang out at. And we talked about that. I think it was last week where we talked about finding where to go and who to, who we're trying to feature to. So first, under social media strategy, we are going to, for the social media accounts and strategy, we are going to claim all accounts. And then where do my people hang out? And then this next one may surprise you. Post according to the platform. Reuse content if possible. So this next one is because not all social media accounts are the same. When you're on Facebook, you need to post about once a day. If you're on TikTok, you need to be posting 3 or more times per day, ideally. If you are on Twitter, it's recommended that you post 4 to 10 times a day. Threads is 3 times a day. Instagram is once a day. So you need to know where you're going to create content and where you're going to connect with your readers to know, number one, what kind of content to make and how to share. Now, my trick for content is, number one, I have recently discovered Author Social Assistant. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago and I am still loving it. I worked with a client who has brand new Facebook, brand new social media. It's not her wheelhouse. And I was, screen sharing with her, but she was able to pull an entire month of social media and schedule it literally as a newbie in an hour. So I have to say, I absolutely love that. The idea that all of our social media content has to be brand new, has to be amazing, has to be these epiphanies is garbage, honestly. You need to just be posting for your audience. If that's fiction books, book memes are fantastic. If you are nonfiction and you are talking about kids on devices, then articles that you can find about, the dangers of kids on devices, or what places or what types of phones are the best starter phones, pulling different content from other people that you can schedule, not every day with that, but you can sprinkle it out. Following people who are already talking about this or other things that align with your messaging, sharing their posts over. This allows you to get a lot of content to share to start building those algorithms and to connect with your audience without having to make a million videos in a weekend, because that's going to burn you out. It's not typically going to go very well. You can batch, but only so much. Once you get your account set up, once you start posting according to the platform, this is then when we start create custom content and post. I would say that your custom content should be posted every 2 to 3 days minimum. So you're going to start sharing different things. You're going to pull articles, and then your custom content, your video, if you're on a place, for example, like TikTok, you're going to have to do this more because it's video. But custom content, start sprinkling it in every 2 to 3 days. Start building those videos. And remember, you can repost videos because no one remembers what you posted about a year ago. They probably don't remember what you posted about a month ago because we're so overwhelmed with content. So social media accounts and strategy is kind of a bigger plan that I'd be looking into. But no, it's okay that you claim your accounts today. You start researching where your people hang out over the weekend, and then you just start trying to reuse some content next month. And then your plan after that is to create custom content. Now, one of the reasons why I say just get the accounts up and start posting according to the platform is because anywhere in here, once you have your account, is when you can start running ads. Facebook ads in particular, you need a page to run Facebook ads, a business page. But guess what? You don't have to be super active on the page. You just need the page to create the account to create the ads. So you can do this. You do, I would say Facebook ads, doesn't matter where your people hang out if you've already decided to run Facebook ads because it's already answered this. So you claim your account right in here between C and D. You're going to start running those Facebook ads as long as you have your product up and available. I'm going to put it right in here as D. Start running Facebook ads. Now, I love Facebook ads because we know that's where a lot of people are hanging out. It's got a broad age range for readership. It's by far the biggest social media platform for 55 plus, and 55 plus historically are readers. So we really like that. And I would say that's kind of where I would be going and start running your Facebook ads here. Also know for your Facebook ads, um, know for your Facebook ads that you do have to create the content for those Facebook ads, but it's okay to start with one. Yes, you can start with multiple creatives and you can A/B test and do all sorts of cool things. You can. Or you can get your $2 a day ad running, try something out and see if it helps. We don't have to get too complicated. And Erica, the question about um, author social assistant, if you go to newshelves.com/social assistant, and I will drop this in here. If you go here, it should eventually. There you go. It will take you to Author Social Assistant. This is a program I am absolutely loving. A lot of people grabbed it recently when they were having a sale. I don't believe the sale's active any longer, but it is a one purchase. You get it forever and ever, all the updates. If you go to our YouTube channel, New Shelves Books on YouTube, I did some like this is what it is and this is how to use it. So if you want some more in-depth tutorials than they offer here in like real time, me discovering it, go check that one out. All right. So that's how I would do my social media. So I'm gonna kind of get rid again Facebook ads. I'm gonna get right to friends. Perfect. Um, the thing with writing to friends, my question would be write to friends for what? Are we writing to friends to ask them help us share something that we've posted to social media? Are we writing to friends to ask them for reviews? Are we writing to friends to ask if they have connections for booking speaking? The thing with this is the why. Why are we reaching out to them will change the when. So we're going to table that one for now. All right. And then we kind of took the post every day and then create and post many videos is that custom content piece. All right. Now we have these more like PR kind of pieces. And this is, of course, assuming that the book is already out or it's a second edition. If you were doing a brand new book, then the PR pieces probably would come a little bit sooner. But honestly, not much. All of this, if you have a brand new book, debut author, or you're doing this and you're planning a book launch, most of this will happen before you publish your book, or you're planning it before you publish your book. So that then you are just working from there outward. So after we've claimed our land, we're starting to connect with readers and build our audience. then we're going to think more about those PR pieces. We're going to think more about the press releases and the podcast. Now, audiobook, again, is going to be one of those things that you will either want to do it when you publish your book, you want it all to come out at the same time, or your audiobook can come later, especially if you're trying to license the rights to your audiobook. Well, then the audiobook publisher will want to see sales for your book prior to licensing the book. So it depends on you for that one. But as far as the marketing, we've got this. I would say after this, we would want to go with a press release. And let me tell you why. Number one, you can do your own press release. If you go to newshelves.com, we have an entire template for press releases that I give away for free. And do it that way. Elle, if you can't grab any of the links, if you email me, I will respond back. But it's just newshelves.com/social assistant for that one. So a press release, you can get it for free on the New Shelves website, like just for free. It's a template, you can create it. And the reason why I would begin to build out this press release is because many times when you're pitching for podcasts and things like that, it's recommended that you send your press release with it, and you can build your own. I think it's easy. I think I've given you a lot of great tools for it, so you can see here, and I'll drop this link in. But I tell you all about writing a press release. I give you the template, tell you the places you can distribute it with if you'd like to distribute it to get some great SEO and Google ability and all of those things. And so it's not too crazy. So I will drop that link in here. So I would do your press release because it's part of your PR pitches. Press release comes next, and do it yourself. Can you hire a PR company to write you a press release and send it out? You sure can. They're probably going to do what I show you how to do over on that blog. They're probably going to use the same exact, not the template because it's mine, but they're going to use like the same distribution and all of that kind of stuff. And you can do it yourself for, $100 instead of $1,200, which is what I recently heard someone was charging for a press release. So you can do this yourself. After that, I would say that we're going to go towards podcasts or podcast interviews. Yes. I'm going to put this kind of here. So podcast interviews and guest posts allows you to reach other people's audiences. And do you know what they're going to want to see in your pitch? They're going to want to see that you have a platform where you can market and share their podcast or your interview. They're going to be looking at your website. They're going to be, in some cases, asking about your newsletter list and how large it is. They will absolutely be looking at your social media presence or online presence. They will want to tag you in things as they're sharing. So these things are all building on each other. And that's why podcast is going to come later typically. And same thing for any type of interview, whether it be in a magazine or a local newspaper, or you're asking to guest post on a well-known blog or something like that. It's going to come after these things because these things are used to pitch you and to get those placements. And as far as, is there a point doing a press release after publication? Again, if you're going to be pitching yourself for different things, the beauty of a press release is you don't have to distribute it. You can write your launch press release. If it was semi-recently, you can do a launch press release and just backdate it. You're saving it as a PDF and sharing it anyway. So if you're not going to distribute it through like a Presswire 24/7 press releases or something, you can just create it, backdate it. No one needs to know, and then you can use it in your pitching. Or press releases are for when you have news. If your book is tying in or able to tie into a trending topic, you can write a press release on that. If your book has recently gotten optioned for movie rights, you can write a press release on that. If you are doing a new edition of your book, you can write a press release on that. So just keep in mind that we want to, as much as possible, tie your book into news. You having a book is exciting, but it's not news. So you want to be able to tie it in to some piece of news, especially if you're doing a press release after your launch and it's been a little while. All right. And then again, I said the audiobook is one of those things that it could be, we are going to say at paperback launch or after proven sales. Now you may say, well, I'm doing the audiobook myself. I'm going to record my own audiobook. Great. Do it when you have time, or do it if you have the audience. For example, adult nonfiction is crazy on audiobook. People who are reading adult nonfiction want audiobook. So if that is your book genre, then you probably want to make it more of a priority. If you have a romance novel, it would probably do well and I would encourage it, but it may not be that, it may not bump the line. So that's going to depend specifically on you for that. And so I'm going to unnumber this. I'm going to dethrone it because it depends. Subscription book publishers will get to. Write to friends is again, write to friends depends on our why. And the why is going to depend on the when. Why changes the when. And then foreign editions, much like the audiobook, is going to depend on the need in the market. Foreign editions are fantastic. They're a way to take one piece of original IP and make more money on it. Because typically you're going to license the book for foreign editions. Not every book, though, is great for foreign editions. So you may or may not know that romance titles tend to do very well in German. And so a lot of romance titles and cozy mysteries get translated into German and do very well. Business books tend to be translated into Japanese because that is where they tend to sell a little bit better. Cookbooks might translate or not. I'm betting that American cookbook on quick Italian recipes may not do very well over in Italy. I don't know, but I'm guessing. So the foreign edition is going to, again, we're going to move it here, foreign editions, dependent on market and opportunity. So that you kind of have an idea of foreign editions may or may not come. It may or may not be a good fit for your book. Now, I say if you have the opportunity to sell a foreign edition, take it. If your book genre is very popular in other languages, take it. But it will depend on that. It's not necessarily everyone's first step. A lot of times, even foreign editions, when pitching other publishers, they will want to know, well, how did the book do in the US market? And then based on how it did on the US market, might be, if they are going to be interested in translation or not. So there we go. Subscription book publishers, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I'm not sure if you mean like licensing your book there, but typically this is something that for subscription book models, you're either going to opt in at distribution or you're going to sell the right to at distribution. So the subscription book publishers would kind of be up here. Here, if considering subscription book publishers or any publishing partner, contact them for free publishing new edition. I guess it would be publishing new edition. Publishing new edition. What? Oh, it's like they want me to use my English correctly. How bothersome. Let's see. So there we go. So that again, kind of gonna depend. Oh, I liked it better down there. Subscription. Oh, awards and prizes. So the great thing about awards and prizes is that award and prizes tend to have open submission spots, meaning that they're open when they are open. So I personally would say, is this my highest priority? No. Is there a quick, easy way for you to kind of get notified of when awards and prizes are available for your genre? Yes, there is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It will take you like 10 minutes. It's called Book Award Pro. I've had Hannah on the show here. You are probably familiar with this. So, Book Award Pro is a fantastic platform that you can sign up for free. You can see I'm in an account now, but you can sign up for free and then you give them your book information and then they send you book awards every couple, I think it's every month. They send you some options of book awards that are open and then you can read through them and decide if you want to submit or not. Be aware that most of the time you submit and then you don't find out if you won for months, weeks, months. It could be a long time. So certain things like the IBPA book awards only open up once a year. I think BookFest does awards twice a year. So this is an easy way, and I have to recommend Book Award Pro for that. So yes, I do recommend it. Now I'm still gonna keep it down here. I'm gonna be honest. Um, Maybe I would put it here. And I will totally give them a shout out here. I'm going to make it number 6. And the only reason why I'm making it number 6 is not because I think it's that. I think book awards are valuable. However, I definitely think that it's one of those things that like we do not need to what am I trying to say? The time piece of it is not always critical. You could do it when you publish. You can do it after you've got your social media presence. The point is that getting it up and having it available is easy. And yes, Charlotte's saying the IP&E awards open February to Mayish. So again, they open certain times. So book awards, I think, are helpful, but it is a long process marketing. So that's why I love Book Award Pro because it allows you to put up your information and then you get alerts when book awards that are a right fit for you or might be a good fit for you pop up. That way, you're kind of fitting it in, between creating your platforms and doing things. You're doing little pieces rather than like, hey, I'm going to take my whole month doing book awards because that's probably just not going to be the best use of your time or, priority there. So I would put it probably at number 6, but honestly, it can fit in anywhere that you have time. You will need to have like your book cover and your ISBN, things like that. But there are awards for published books and unpublished books. So we took your list of 15, and that's not to say that you still don't have a lot to do. But that is what I would put in there is that we'd start with your new edition, your new cover, your proofreading, and you'd upload to KDP and Ingram Spark. Now, there's a note here that if you are considering subscription book publishers, if you're considering any partnership with a publisher, meaning that you are going to sell the rights or license the rights for your book, you want to talk to them. Honestly, that would actually be before. Actually, I did. Look, I did say before. Even before publishing because they will often do a lot of this work for you. So do it before publishing. Save yourself some time because if you license your rights over, you don't have to do it. They do it. But as far as if you're talking about subscription book services like Scribd or Kindle Unlimited, that would be in this distribution process. And then update your sites and your graphics, get everything fresh, clean, and matching your new edition. Start building your newsletter list and schedule your emails out monthly as you build. Claim your social media accounts. Then you start finding out where people hang out. Then you start posting regularly. Then you take the time to do your own content. And in there, you start running your Facebook ads as well. Then you do your press release, which you can do on your own. You can certainly hire someone if that is what you need or want to do. I just like people to know that they can do it and it doesn't have to cost, a mortgage payment. And then book awards, put it in there, and then you're doing all your marketing, your podcast, your interviews, and your guest posts. My friends, this does not all have to happen the month your book launches. You can do this the entire first year your book is out, especially if you have a nonfiction topic that it can change, that your book can be applied as the news changes or as the landscape changes. So for nonfiction, those podcasts and interviews and courses and all sorts of things, that's a long game. And you certainly have a long time to do that. As far as audiobook, it's going to depend on your book and your genre. Foreign editions, kind of same thing. And then I covered this, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then the right to friends, again, it depends on the why, because the why changes the when. Um, because it just, it kind of just changes depending on um, why are you contacting them? Are you asking for reviews? Well, then you need to do that early. Are you contacting them to see if they have any connections that can help you get booked on a podcast? Well, that goes down here. So it will just change. But hopefully, this kind of takes that chaos of, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And gives you a strategy of how to use these things. And that is one of the things that I do with a lot of clients over here at New Shelves is that it's not just, a lot of people say, well, I can market myself, or I can learn how to do ads, I can learn how to do different things. And really, one of the things I do with a lot of clients, we create the strategy that they then use, and they do learn how to run their own Amazon ads or Facebook ads, but we create the strategy to utilize their time the best, as well as to provide the resources. So for anyone who may have a list like this and they want some consulting to figure out how to put their strategy into place or how to apply it specifically to their book, then you can certainly get in contact